Welcome to the School of the Lost Tribes. The renewal of God's marriage to Israel. God calls his bride to return. The concept of God's marriage to Israel, as portrayed in Jeremiah 3:12-14 and Hosea 3:1-3, represents a profound covenant relationship between the Most High and the Israelites. This relationship is depicted metaphorically as a marriage that experiences a period of separation due to Israel's unfaithfulness, symbolizing idolatry and spiritual adultery, but ultimately promises renewal and restoration. The additional references in Isaiah 54:6-8 and Hosea 2:14 further emphasize God's unwavering commitment to his people, Israel. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. Hosea 2:14, a future restoration for Israel, presents a future picture of restoration. God, like a husband wooing his estranged wife, speaks tenderly to Israel, promising to bring her back to a place of blessing. This passage shows that God will not just restore Israel politically or physically, but also spiritually, calling her back into the intimate relationship that she had forsaken. The language of Hosea 2:14 emphasizes God's initiative in this reconciliation. Israel is not expected to return on her own, but will be drawn back by God's love and grace. This passage connects with the larger biblical narrative of the restoration of the lost sheep of the house of Israel, as also referenced in Jeremiah and Ezekiel, further solidifying the idea that this is a national restoration, not a spiritual renewal for all nations. Then said the Lord unto me, Go yet, love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of the Lord toward the children of Israel, who look to other gods, and love flagons of wine. So El bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for an homer of barley, and an half homer of barley. And I said unto her, Thou shalt abide for me many days, thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not be for another man. So will I also be for thee. Hosea 3:1-3, Hosea's marriage as a symbol of God's love for Israel. The prophet Hosea is commanded to love a woman who is loved by another and is an adulteress, symbolizing God's love for Israel despite her idolatry. Hosea's marriage is a living metaphor for Israel's relationship with God. Just as Hosea takes back his unfaithful wife, so too does God plan to restore Israel. Hosea's actions reflect God's covenant loyalty, chesed, to Israel, a steadfast love that remains despite Israel's unfaithfulness. In this context, Israel's idolatry is paralleled with adultery, but God's desire to restore his marriage with Israel, even after her spiritual infidelity, shows his unrelenting commitment. The buying back of the woman by Hosea signifies a ransom or redemption, much like how God intends to redeem Israel from her scattered condition. Importantly, this narrative is not about all nations, but is focused solely on the covenant relationship between God and Israel. For the Lord hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy God. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Lord thy Redeemer. Isaiah 54:6-8, Israel as a forsaken but beloved wife. Isaiah 54 reinforces this theme by portraying Israel as a wife who has been forsaken for a brief moment, but God promises to bring her back with great compassion. The brief moment refers to the period of exile, but God's everlasting kindness ensures that the covenant endures. Here, Israel's temporary punishment is contrasted with God's eternal commitment, once again affirming that the covenant with Israel is not broken, only suspended due to her transgressions. God's reconciliation with Israel is likened to the renewal of a marriage. His anger, though real and just, is temporary, while his mercy and covenant faithfulness are enduring. This renewal is not extended universally, but to Israel alone, reflecting the idea that God's dealings with Israel are specific and not a general offer of salvation to all peoples. Go and proclaim these words toward the north and say, Return, thou backsliding Israel, saith the Lord, and I will not cause mine anger to fall upon you. For I am merciful, saith the Lord, and I will not keep anger forever. Jeremiah 3:12-14. God calls Israel to return. God appeals to the northern kingdom of Israel, referred to as backsliding or unfaithful, to return to him. Despite Israel's spiritual adultery, God offers mercy, emphasizing that his anger will not last forever. The use of the marriage metaphor here is significant, as it speaks to a relationship of covenant and love, rather than a transactional or merely legal agreement. God, as a husband, is seeking reconciliation with his estranged bride, Israel. This appeal stresses that Israel, though scattered and punished, remains God's chosen people, and he desires their return. This passage also highlights a theme that runs throughout the prophetic writings, that of Israel's ongoing identity as God's people, despite their disobedience and the resulting exile. God's plea for Israel to return underscores that the covenant made with the ancestors remains intact, and God's call is not extended universally, but specifically to the lost tribes of Israel.